Rumors are that allegedly Simon is about to expose Porsha. What's going on? I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk? And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Simon is about to expose Porsha. What's going on? I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Simon Filming is looking to expose Porsha next season on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Rumors are circulating that producers are going to allegedly allow Simon to film scenes of Real Housewives of Atlanta regarding his divorce from Porsha. People close to the situation allege that production will use this camera time to allow Simon to gently tell his side of the story and what he believed happened in his marriage. However, Simon may have other plans. The source continued, Simon will probably use his airtime to forcibly describe/paint Porsha out as a heartless gold digger who took advantage of him and his family financially. But will producers allow it? Absolutely, said the source. The rumored information Simon has on Porsha is explosive and too good to ignore. It's basically TV gold. All sources also agree that Simon flipping on Porsha would be a new dynamic that could be explored and exploited by the producers. But sources are also skeptical. The production team is putting a lot on Porsha this season, and they're not sure if they would risk missing out on Porsha giving her best performance for the franchise in order to get dirt from Simon on Porsha. Now, kinfolk, this is some new information that is coming out regarding filming that is allegedly already started, and is about Simon potentially still filming for Real Housewives of Atlanta, even though he is no longer with Porsha. Now, the first part of this rumor I absolutely can see as being somewhat factual, and it's this. I can see Simon potentially flipping on Porsha simply because this is really Simon's MO. He did to Fallon, he did to his other wives, and allegedly he has one wife who is now homeless and living in Airbnbs, who he allegedly refuses to even help financially. So Simon flipping on his ex-wives is kind of like in his playbook. And the things that he's willing to do to come out on top and to make himself look like the good guy has no limits. We see the picture that he tried to paint of Fallon. So I think if push comes to shove, he would try to paint a similar picture or a completely different picture of Porsha in order to make himself look like the good guy and make Porsha look like the villain. Now, the thing about this is fans are kind of like on the fence. A lot of fans are saying on social media that both Simon and Porsha really did deserve each other because in their own right, they are scammers. A lot of people feel like Porsha scammed Fallon out of her husband, and other people feel like Simon has scammed other people out of their money in order to live this big over-the-top lifestyle. So with that being said, none of this is too far out of Simon's playbook or wheel of houses or cards or house of tricks. But the thing about it is, it's going to be very interesting to see how he plays this off. Now, kinfolk, the next part about this has to do with Porsha and her continuing to film Real Housewives of Atlanta if Simon is brought back. And it's this. You know, kinfolk, Porsha would definitely, and I mean definitely, shut down if Simon is allowed to film and talk about their marriage, and especially if she gets wind that he is talking about her in a very negative way. Porsha is, as we talked about in previous videos, she is a person who does not do well with confrontation. It is my belief that production has told Porsha that, hey, you are the fun girl, the young fun girl on the show. That's your title, that's your talent, that's your character. You play that and nothing else. And I think Porsha, for the longest, has played up to that. And I think now that she's about to be Center Peach along with Kenya, she has to really step up. And a part of the responsibility of being Center Peach is being able to, activate and work in the middle of conflict. And also be or have a conflict resolution type mindset. All of which Porsha unfortunately does not have. So if Simon does pull this same trick that he's pulling his other ex-wives and that he has pulled on Fallon, if he does that with Porsha, she is likely to settle and just pretty much shut down. Now, Porsha, if she was paying attention, could counter everything Simon could potentially or allegedly say about her that is negative if she was paying attention the way he handled Fallon. But unfortunately, as we saw all that drama unfold, Porsha was really sticking by her man and really wasn't seeing him for who he really was at the time, and not thinking that he could have absolutely turned on her the way he has turned on Fallon. Now, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor that I find very manipulative on production is this. If Simon is brought back, production would definitely, I feel like, demand that he be honest with everything that happened in his marriage with Porsha. And I think that they are going to, or they could possibly manipulate this situation because it's so sensitive right now. And the way they probably would manipulate this situation is, of course, through, the financial drama going on behind the scenes of Porsha not wanting Simon to, destroy financial documents, and Simon saying that, because he's having these deportation issues, probably because of Porsha. I can see them manipulating that type of information and trying to put 20 on 10 to make it something bigger than what it really is. Or it could actually be something big and something they know is about to explode, and they're just milking that moment for the cameras. However, at the end of the day, I really do, in my cards to cards, I really do feel like production is going to make Simon tell his story in a very gentle way, right? You just tell us a story and we're going to try to put 20 on 10 at any moment we can find an opening. And the reason why I feel like ultimately if they do exploit this situation, they're going to demand Simon tell them this information on camera in a very gentle way. Because like my sources are saying, they just can't risk just alienating Porsha at this point. They are putting a lot on Porsha's back and a lot on Kenya's back as well. They are really counting on these two ladies to save the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. And they cannot risk Porsha not giving her best performance. And so with that being said, they may nitpick at their marriage and may nitpick at some of the issues and drama, especially around the money. But I don't think they're going to go too far with it. I think they're going to just exploit it enough for it to pique our interest and for us to draw our own conclusions. And I ultimately feel like they're going to make Simon do it in a very soft and gentle way, not to anger Porsha further. Now, kinfolk, what I want to know is, if you are to believe this rumor that production is going to still allow Simon to film, even though he's no longer with Porsha, do you think it's a good idea or do you think it's a bad idea? Do you think they should allow Porsha to move on from that marriage, even though she didn't talk a lot about it? Do you think they should allow her to move on from that marriage, move on from that situation, and start fresh when she's filming this new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Or do you think producers should hold her accountable and make her give as much information about her marriage to Simon as she possibly can? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over in the next one. Peace.